We did this for the loved ones we lost, right here at this place 12 years ago.
A major victory for the families of Flight 3407 who have been fighting for flight safety. Good evening, everyone. 12 years after the crash of a Continental Air flight into a home in Clarence Center, a pilot record database is finally being implemented.
Here is what one of the biggest overhauls to federal aviation safety includes: a law requiring all commercial airline pilots to have a minimum of 1,500 hours of flight experience, new training requirements that would teach pilots how to recover from a stall. That played a key role in the 2009 crash. Families were also key in getting new rest regulations passed to help prevent pilot fatigue. 7 Eyewitness News senior reporter Eileen Buckley was with the families today.
We did this for the loved ones we lost, right here at this place 12 years ago.
We're just grateful this is done behind us, and we have a record of safety that we can really be proud of.
The pilot records database is what Flight 3407 families call the final piece of unfinished business in their fight for flight safety. A federal rule is now ready. Family members of the victims gathered Friday at the site on Long Street, where Flight 3407 came crashing into a home, killing all 49 on board and one man in the house in February of 2009. The National Transportation Safety Board determined pilot error was to blame, and the pilot failed several prior tests and may have not been adequately trained.
CEO of Colgan Air, when we went to the first hearings in D.C., said, had I known that, I wouldn't have hired him. So that hit all of us in the hearts.
That is why they say the crusade for the pilot database is so important. And finally, it has received federal approval, with the FAA issuing this lengthy document on the matter. The pilot database was part of the FAA's reauthorization bill of 2010 that the families fought for, but the process for implementation is extremely slow.
The airlines have been on notice that they have to be submitting their training records, their flight, the failures of pilots. There's driving records, alcohol and drug testing records. They're all going in there.
The law requires enhanced pilot qualifications, increased training hours, new pilot flight and duty time rules, all to prevent pilot fatigue. The families say with their work toward flight safety, they have saved hundreds of lives and prevented dozens of plane crashes.
We've seen charts that the Pilots Association have brought. You should see the amount, like 1,000 deaths in the last 20 years before the crash of Flight 3407 or before the law was passed. Now, zero.
I asked the families if their journey for flight safety is finally over.
If somebody ever tried to, roll this back, we'd be there. If there's some glitch.
Airlines must follow the law to make sure pilots have the aptitude to pilot a plane to keep the flying public safe. In Clarence, Eileen Buckley, 7 Eyewitness News.